Hello, welcome to scr1tno Knitting Project podcast. My name is Sharon and I am coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family, 3 cats and a dog. This is episode 67 and today is 6th of August 2020. Welcome if you're a new viewer, welcome back if you're a returning viewer. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is my podcast all about my knitting and a few other crafts that I do along the way. I think the only thing I've got extra this week is some quilting and embroidery. My spinning has stalled, but hopefully I will get back to that later on this week. Yeah, so let's get into it. So first up is admin. We have 2 knit-alongs going on at the moment. One is the square a day cow, which is where we are knitting a square on a cozy memory blanket, or crocheting a stripe on a granny stripe blanket, or quilting a hexagon. Yeah, the rules are quite broad, but there are check-ins every quarter and you have to have a certain amount. This quarter's is 274 and that will be at the end of September. So if you're working on a cozy memory blanket, you should have 274 squares. That's the easiest way to explain that. We've also got a garment knit-along going along, which is really exciting. That's going to go till the end of the year, till December. So we should have loads of time, hopefully, to knit a garment. At the moment, everything's going on in the Ravelry Group, which is not great because Ravelry are going from bad to worse. So if you are having issues with Ravelry and you can't use it and you want to post in the Ravelry Group, email me and either me or Katie will put it up for you. Otherwise, please do use the hashtags which are on the video, and comment down below because that works as well. I do see all your comments. Talking of which, Elaine, I love the fact that your granddaughter now wants jelly roll socks. I can thoroughly recommend them. And Helen, thank you very much for picking up the drop stitch on my Habitations row. That is the second one that I have dropped and someone has pointed out to me on the podcast. So the podcast is really useful. I don't know why I keep dropping stitches. It's in the yarn over sections where you do the yarn over knit 2 together. I'm obviously very bad about the knitting the 2 together part, so I'm going to have to be extra careful. I have found it. Thank you very much. I have got it safely anchored with a stitch marker for now, and I will go in and duplicate stitch over it later on. But yeah, what a nightmare. Thank you for that. I think that's it for podcast admin. There will not be a podcast next week. I'm going to take a week off work. We're going to have a staycation, the new buzzword at the moment. We're going to go out for a few days out and just go out and about. So what we do for our Friday adventures, if you follow me on Instagram, you'd have seen that. We are going to do on a daily basis, hopefully. Not every day, but quite a few days. So there's no podcast next week. I am hoping to vlog, but I am not going to hold myself to that. So if I do, I do. If I don't, I'm really sorry. I may have a break from everything. So yeah, anyway, I think that's it for admin this week. No, it's not. I need Sherry's one more thing from her podcast. I always forget something in admin. It's not it for admin. Prize winners for the May Mini Madness and the quarterly check-in for the Square a Day. I haven't sent them yet. I will get them done this week. Now I've got some time off, I will get round to doing it. So I'm really sorry, but I will get them out this week. Yeah, now let's move on to the next section. So day 1 is socks, and that's hanging out in my lovely summery elderflower stitches bag, which I love this bag. Perfect for socks. And I am making jelly roll socks in Hedgerow yarns in her Bouquet colourway. I'm hoping my lighting is going to behave this week because it's overcast and I can have the blind open above me. So that's the main colour, and then that's the contrast. This was my finished sock from last week, and I was so close to getting this finished for this week. I am on the toe. So I just cast on the roll, that top roll last week. Oh, so close, but I yeah, just couldn't get it done last night. It was 11:15 and I knew I wanted to be up early to record the podcast. I was like, nope, that's it, I'm done. So this hopefully will be a finished object next time you see it. So yeah, so close to doing it. But the Jelly Roll socks are a pattern by Marie Catherine Bryna. It's not, it's Mara Catherine Bryna. Every week I get that wrong. Mara Catherine Bryna. This is a paid forward pattern. She does do the Rose Silly Roller socks, which is a free pattern, which is similar. It's only got the single roll at the top though, where this is a double roll. And I love them. I've done a slip stitch heel in alternating colours with the mini. So the mini's done the first roll, alternating on the heel, alternating on the middle rib bit, which I do as a twisted rib, and then the toe. So a 20-gram sock set will do a pair. I'm not going to have an awful lot left of that mini. I've got to do the toe. I will have enough, but I won't have an awful lot left. So if you're doing this, you do want a good 20-gram mini for your alternates. I also do a little, I'll show you on that one, that's only because I've gone wrong on that one, I'll show you that in a minute. I do a garter stitch heel turn, just because it makes it all nice and squidgy to stand on, and I love that. But yeah, I forgot I was doing a garter stitch heel turn on that one, look. I'd finished the sock before I realised, so I was like, I'm not going back. So that one's got kind of a little bit of a design feature on the heel. My stuff is never perfect. There's always something that I've done wrong and I'm like, I cannot be bothered to go back and change that now. So yeah, so it's got a little design feature on the heel there. It's supposed to look like that. That's what it actually looks like. But it makes it all nice and soft and squidgy to stand on. I really like the feel of it. And I guess it reinforces it too. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. That is my socks. So that's my day 1 socks. So day 2 is normally shawl day. At the moment it is super secret knitting day because I need to get some Christmas knits sorted out. So I can't show you day 2. So we'll go straight into day 3. So day 3 is garment day, and that is hanging out in my Stitched by Mrs. D bag, which I love this bag. It's a little bunny in a hot air balloon. What's not to love? And on the back it's got the prettiest bunting. Now Paula has a podcast, which is lovely. I love her podcast. So please do go check her out. But also she's got an Etsy shop, and I think she's just had an update of some bags, and they were really pretty, like English paper piecing bags. So day 3 is garment day. It's my EDT. Now this is the ED, which is a t-shirt by Isabel Kramer. I have already knit this once, but I've had to cut the bottom off because I knitted the bottom part of it here in an MCN, and it felted really, really badly. The top part I had knit in merino nylon and hadn't felted. I think if the whole thing had felted I wouldn't have bothered. But as it was just the bottom, I thought, well, do you know what, I cut it off, which there's a video of me doing that somewhere on one of my videos. I cut it off, picked up the stitches at the bottom, and now I'm helical knitting with these. Now this is Nora George's spring colourway. I had a sock set that was not a stellina, and then I had the leftover stellina from the top. So that's the sock set, that's the stellina, and I have got this, which is that's Sherry Iris, and I think that's called Summer Party, Summer something. So I've got spring and summer going into this top. I figured it was quite close. I mean, that hasn't got the pink speckles in that this has got in. They've both got the green, and that hasn't got the blue. But I think I could get away with it. This is pinker. So I'm helical knitting, and my idea is that I'm helical knitting that one in first, And then if I do need more yarn, I'm going to helical knit that one in. And then hopefully by the time this is run out, it'll be long enough. So I got a fair amount done on this last week because it was in the car with me doing car knitting. So I was where my little Easter egg is from a corner of craft, which is there, and I was got up to here. So, and that's how the helical knitting's looking. Now there is a bit of a difference between the two colours at the moment. The top's a little bit more muted than the bottom. The bottom's a bit brighter, but the top's been washed a fair bit, whereas the bottom bit hasn't. So I'm hoping that once I've washed it, it will all balance out. If not, it will just look different at the bottom. The EDT has a pattern on the front, which is a slip stitch pattern. It's a lovely pattern, but I just cannot be bothered to pattern it, so I'm just going round and round. I'm more interested in doing the yarn management than I am in sorting the pattern out. Also at the bottom of the EDT there is short row shaping, which I'm also not doing. I did a split hem on this, split hem front and back. I'm going to hopefully do the same, just because I don't need anything extra to sort of accent my tummy. It does it quite nicely all on its own. So I'm not going to do the short row shaping, but I am going to do a split hem. Now also on here I found I had a drop stitch there, which I have grabbed with that little bulb stitch marker, and also I have a stitch there that came out. So that's from where I did the cutting, that one, and that one's just, I don't know, I have no idea how that's managed to drop, but apparently it has. That's quite clever. So I need to go in and fix those. I mean, this might be a total mess by the time I finish, but hopefully it's not going to be. Hopefully it will be wearable. At least I haven't got to do the sleeves because they're already done. It's really pretty yarn. It's a beautiful colourway from Laura George. Very, very pretty. And I obviously liked it, otherwise I wouldn't have bought it as Delina, a sock set, and MCM. But thank goodness I did, because it means I can do some sweater surgery on it. So that I am working on for day 3, garment day. And yeah, it's great because it's just a giant sock. So we were out for our Friday adventure for garment day last week, and it came out with me. Actually we weren't, it was actually super secret knitting day, but that's not portable. So I swapped it. I swapped super secret knitting day for garment day, so I could do that in the car, whereas I couldn't do super secret knitting. And that's what I'll do if I know that I can't do a particular project on a particular day. I will swap them around a bit. So that's day 3, garment day. Day 4 is crochet day, and that's hanging out in my Bags by Awesome Granny bag. You won't see this again for a little while now because I have finished. I have been putting minis into this that I got for Christmas. This is a giant square yeah, it is a giant square. This is a giant granny square blanket, which I've used all the minis that I got for Christmas from swaps from friends. And the idea is I'm going to put it away now until next December, where I'm doing some swaps with a couple of friends, and I will add it in. So this was my 2 friends, Laura from the Lonely Knitter podcast, Katie, our lovely moderator, and then Jenny from Woolly Goodness gave me a 12 days of Christmas one, which was lovely. So they're the last ones that have gone in. I'm so pleased with how this is looking. I love this. And I'm doing a square because I can't stripe. It goes horribly wrong where I try to stripe. I'm very, very glad I've got the last of the minis into this. And that is going to go way up here now until December, which is not that far away at the end of the day, is it? Now we're in August. December will be here before we know it. So I'll finish that on day 4. which meant I got to pull this out. Now this is a long outstanding whip, and it's hanging out in my little hoggy bag from Busy Pottery. And this is my Battenberg crochet blanket, which is a pattern by Sandra of the Cherry Heart podcast. And this is all done in West Green Loft yarns, except for the plain, which I think is a plain, yeah, it's a plain sparkle, and that came from Mothie and the Squid. So this is what it's looking like. Now I'm doing that way around. I'm doing a strip. Can you see at the bottom? That way around even. This bit that's hanging at the bottom here. I'm doing a full strip of these, and then I'm joining these on in one go. So that's a continuous line, that line there. And then when I've finished, I'll do the this way lines. So these are all gaps at the moment. Hello. So once I've finished, I'll go straight down there as well. And this is all, as I said, West Green Loft Yarns minis, which I love. At least the coloured ones are. So these are my latest ones I'm putting in. The ones with the stitch markers are all the ones I did this week. They're not hanging very well, are they? Sort your lives out. And the prize for the most difficult thing to show on the podcast goes to the Battenberg blanket. So I'm going to do, I think I do 1, 2, 3, I do 4 of the coloured ones in a diagonal. If I hold that way up, you will be able to see that. You look at the pink and the green and get the idea. I do 4 in a diagonal, and when it comes off that end, it goes on that end. That's the pattern. And the little stitch markers are mostly all West Green Loft yarns too. There's a couple of So Sweet Violet on there. Yeah, I really like doing this. It took me a minute to work out the pattern for the squares again. I had to look at the pattern to do it, but I've got it sorted now. It's really pretty. It'll be a beautiful summer blanket if I actually get it sorted. Just need to do it. Need to spend time on it. So that I'm working on at the moment. Whether I alternate that with my Christmas one or not, I don't know. My brain is thinking I might alternate it with my Christmas crochet blanket. I mean, the other side of it means that it will take me twice as long to do both blankets, but I guess in the long scheme of things it takes exactly the same time to finish the 2 of them. Anyway, that is day 4, crochet day. Day 5 is Here Comes the Whip, and that is my Habitation throw. I really seem to have stalled on this. Oh my goodness. I'm on the decreases, and I thought once I got to the decreases it would go so much quicker. It's really not. It's not that I'm not enjoying it, because I am. So this is the Habitation throw, by Curious Handmade, Helen Stewart, part of Knit Vent 2019. I'm using my gorgeous yarns from my advent calendar from Lay Family Yarn. So that's all I've got left of this mini, but it's the same mini as you saw last week. I just do not seem to be making any progress. Do you get projects like that where you just kind of stall on it? So that's where I dropped the stitch. So that's where that donut is. That is holding my drop stitch there, and then this is as far as I've got, and I just do not seem to be getting. I've got 1, 2, 3 rows in this of eyelets now in this one mini, and I'm still not getting there. And that's where I was last time, where that heart is, where the half heart is. That's where I was last time. And these rows are getting shorter each sort of every other row, but I'm just not making progress. So I'm hoping next week, when I've got time off work and we're going for days out, hopefully this will fall on a day out day. I might wrangle it so it does. And I can get it done, but wow. Other people have whacked theirs out so quickly. I don't understand why I'm stalling on it. I mean, it doesn't help, I keep dropping stitches. I mean, come on. That's just silly. So yeah, that's my Habitation throw. I mean, it's beautiful. I love it. It's so pretty. But seriously, guys, why is it taking me so long? I mean, okay, yes, it is in Here Comes the Whip, so I did have a break from it, but it wasn't that long a break. Need to get on that. So that was hanging out in my lovely So Sweet Violet bag, which I need to do some surgery on because it's coming away at the seams at the bottom. I'm not sure how much I use it. I have a hole, so I need to go in and sew that up. There's no reflection on the bag or the makeup, by the way. That's just the fact that I've used it so much, and I probably stuff this in quite violently from time to time. So that's my day 5. Here Comes the Whip. Day 6, the Scrappy project day, and at the moment I'm working on my northeasterly blanket. And this has been quite a constant this year, hasn't it? I haven't really stopped working on my northeasterly blanket, which is nice. I am currently doing the West Green Loft Yarns minis. It's all about West Green Loft Yarns today, isn't it? That's my current one. Oh, do you want to hear something really funny? So, I have this way of doing this that basically means, where am I? There I am. I'm there. So I put this little stitch marker in halfway up, roughly halfway up the strip. Go over that side so they can see you. There we go. So I put that in on the edge there, halfway up the strip. So I know that that's where I'm going to knit to before I change the next colour. Well, I'm knitting away and I'm thinking, hold on, what happened to that change there? So I'd moved that one there, to halfway through the blue. So where that one stopped. Put this down. Wound up this mini for my next mini. Had my dinner. Picked this up. Carried on with this one here, which luckily is a really pretty colour, up to the next marking point, which was the blue one. Completely missed it. So yeah, there's a bit there that's a bit longer than the others because I forgot to change it. That's so funny. So this is the West Green Loft Yarn strip anyway. It's really pretty. Vicky does do some really pretty colours. So the idea is these are all different dyers, and that is Sherry Iris, the top strip. Here's my Sherry Iris strip. Then it is Hedgerow yarns. Then Down Sheepy Lane. Then Craft House Magic. And then this one here along there is Lay Family Yarn. And then I'm doing West Green Loft Yarns. So the idea is to get it as wide as I want it, and then I've put a cable in at the top so I can pick up stitches and make it longer. And if I ever get this finished, it will be my summer blanket, but I think it will be my summer blanket for next year because I don't think it's going to be my summer blanket for this year. But this is the Northeasterly, which is a pattern by Skenanigans. It's really lovely, and yeah, you can have so much fun playing with colours and your minis and just tiny scraps as well. I've seen one because I follow the hashtag on Instagram, and I've seen one who's she's literally making it with like the tiniest of scraps, and that's really pretty. It's working out really well. So I'm trying to keep my sections smaller than they started. Yeah, I love this. I have so many blankets when I actually finally get some of them done. So that really is about the process more than the product, because I love knitting blankets and I love knitting with minis, but equally I don't think a house can ever have enough blankets. And I haven't even started on the cars yet. I think cars should have blankets too. So yeah, that's day 6, my northeasterly. Next up is my cozy memory blanket, and that's hanging out in my seaside bag by Busy Pottery. I love this bag. And oh, I haven't done today's because it's really early and I just haven't. But this is what progress I've made since last week. So that is by A Lonely Sock Lady. That is by A Lonely Sock Lady. That is Lay Family On. That is Lay Family On. This is out of the, do you remember the grab bag I showed you a couple of weeks ago of all random minis from Kelly? That's what these are all out of. So pretty. So that one, and that one are going to go into my northeasterly for Kelly's strip further up. So I'm keeping them separately once I've put them in here. And there'll be a few more as well. But yeah, so that's as far as I've got this week. I am still on track for my square a day, except for today. So I will probably need to do 2 tomorrow. But hey, I have 2 in the bank. Which means I'm 2 squares ahead of where I need to be. So technically right now I'm 1 square ahead of where I need to be, but at least then I've got 2 just in case. Just in case squares, and also when you finished it, it doesn't square off at 366. You do need extras. So I get to December and I either try and do 2 squares a day towards December, or I do it between Christmas and New Year, or failing that in January I do 2 squares a day until this one's squared off and finished. Last year I finished it in December. I cast it off about 3 minutes to midnight on New Year's Eve, and then the year before I just did 2 squares in January. So either method works. Not too keen on the New Year's Eve method, I have to admit. So that's my cozy memory blanket. I hope you're all doing really well on yours. There's some beautiful ones out there. I love the fact that a few people have said that they're going to be doing it again next year. So yeah, we'll have the knit along again next year, definitely. For definite, we'll do that again next year and encourage each other. So yes, that's my cozy memory blanket. So my next section is 3 sections in one. It's my journaling section, it is my sewing section, and it is my embroidery section. So last Thursday, which is the day I record my podcast, it was a worldwide embroidery day, and the lovely Nikki of the Stitchery was doing lives throughout the day, stitching and chatting, which was lovely. I didn't catch any of them live because life seemed to get in the way for each and every one of them, but I did decide I wanted to do an embroidery along with her, and I mean I can only embroider one thing at the moment fairly successfully, which is cow parsley. Thank you, Sherry. I need another tutorial. I need to work out how to make another flower. I really need to get on that. But I'm really pleased with my cow parsley. So I decided I'd cut a little hexie of fabric, the same size as my So Sweet Violet hexies that I've got, and embroider on that a cow parsley for World Embroidery Day. I got it done on World Embroidery Day. I got it done on the Thursday after I'd finished work. I didn't start it till after I finished work, so it didn't take me that long. It took me a couple of hours maybe. I used the material that I've used for the background is material that I got from Nikki herself. She was doing some little scrappy packs for any orders, and I'd ordered and got one. And then I decided I wanted to incorporate that into a design. Now you've been hearing about me chat about my journal, which was boring and black, and the fact that I'd quite like to make a cover for it. So here we go. This is what I made. That's my little embroidery in the front there. This is stem stitched. And then these are French knots. The French knots are actually slightly different colours. I don't know whether you can see that on camera. There was sort of a cream and then a pinky cream. And I added it. I made a flower shape out of the pinky So Sweet Violet hexes. It wraps around onto the back. The ribbon that I've used to tie it together, as you can see there, that is from the Scrappy pack that I showed you that I got from Scrappy Dog Eco. It's really lovely when you've got the perfect thing in your stash for the project you want. So it ties at the front, ties there, and the gingham was a fat quarter. I think I probably showed you actually, because it was one that I stole from my own daughter, that I already had in my stash too. So I made the cover, and I made the cover by, let me see if I can take it off. I'll just show you the inside, or open it at least. I measured it around my journal, so it's got, I measured as far as I wanted on my flap. It will come off. I can take it off. Let's take it off. So if you can see, it's got the two flaps on the inside. This is all hand stitched, so if some of my stitches are uneven, that is why. So I stitched this part first, just the gingham, and I kept taking the, so this is my journal, I kept putting it over the journal to make sure that it was the right size, and I made an allowance for the fact that it's going to grow, because as I put more stuff in it, put it back on. There we go. So having the ribbon allows for this. Sorry, this is so that's my key that goes for my colour code inside my journal, so that I know what I'm working on is what section. And then this is a little charm that one of my brownies that's moving up to guides made me, which I think is absolutely adorable, and it's actually engraved on the top there from her. So what I did with that was I just hole punched the first page, so it will sit there, and it's got my key on it. So because that's getting quite wide now, so having the ribbon means that I can keep it all shut, and as it gets wider the ribbon will just get less when I turn it when I tie it up. So yeah, that's what I made. So that was what I did for embroidery, for World Embroidery Day, and I love that, and that's all down to the lovely Sherry of the Sherry Iris Podcast and Designs, and her lovely yarn. And yeah, I can't believe I made this, I have to admit. I was so pleased with it. So I'm looking forward to now getting these journals, because the only downside for me, if you've watched this you know, for these journals is the fact that they came with a plain black or plain red cover. So that's the layout inside. That's a blank one. That's a to come. And then I make special pages. So on Friday we did our Friday adventure, and there we go. That was my Friday page that I just did. It's just got some photos on it. And then that's got some photos, and then that's my diary entry, and that's the ticket from the car park. So I add those in on special days. This works really well for me actually. It's keeping me organised. I enjoy doing it. It's not too time consuming because it doesn't have to be a work of art. Yep, there we go. So that's my journaling and my sewing and my embroidery sections all in one go. And I loved it. It took me all of Saturday to do. So I spent all of Saturday doing this out in the garden. There may very well be some video at the end of this. Can't remember whether I videoed it or whether I was just so into it that I just took photos. Because actually that's something I will show you. In the back of this, in the notes section, there is a note section here. That's all my schematics for it, and then I took some photos as well so that I can design the one for my next journal, because I could just take this off and pop it on the next journal, or I could have the pleasure of making another one, which I might do. So jury's out. I guess it will depend on how busy I am, but this goes, this is 3 months, and that's July, August and part of September. So my next one will be October, so it is doable, isn't it? I could do an autumn themed one for that, couldn't I? That's an idea. Summer for this one, autumn for that one, and then what would it be, October, November, December. So I was not quite to get a Christmas themed one. But yeah, so that is my sewing, embroidery and journal section. So happy mail, and I've got a little bit of happy mail this week. The lovely Jenny of Woolly Goodness, it was her birthday this week and she did birthday sales, so I treated myself to a few bits and pieces because it's Jenny and it's her yarn and I love it. First of all was these minis, which I absolutely adore, and I'm going to go into my northeasterly blanket for Jenny's section. So pretty, I love them. So that's that one. And then there was 2 sock sets. I fell in love with. Now this is Siren's Call. Look at that. So this is similar in the line to the sea glass ones I did for jelly rolls. I'm going to do something fun with these, possibly not jelly rolls though. I might do something a bit different this time. And then this one, which is Sugar Plum, which again is so pretty. They're both gorgeous. Now they're 50g sock sets with a 20g mini. So plenty to do jelly rolls or shorty socks. I'm going to do shorties of some kind, but I've got an idea of what I might do. I'm thinking I might do the jelly roll at the top because I really like that, but then I might go and find all my patterned socks I've got on Ravelry and do the foot in the pattern. So I might not do that this week because I might need some plain socks for car knitting, but we'll see. Those. And then also, this is also going to go into my northeasterly from Jenny, is this beautiful merino bamboo pastels minis with speckles, which are lovely. I'm sorry if you can hear some background noise, my family are very much around. I really like those. And because Jenny's lovely, she sent something for you lot as well. This is her July blanket set, and I'm just going to show you that bit. I'm going to leave it all wrapped up. If you want to see what this looks like inside, that is the inspiration photo. Check back a few of my podcasts because I had my set. So I'm going to leave that beautifully wrapped. Thank you so much, Jenny. I really appreciate it. So that is going to go for the next quarter prize for our next check-in for our blanket. And then also I had forgotten that I had 2 other prizes, which is awful. I need to get my prizes sorted out. So they'll go in the blanket one as well. Right, last yarny purchase. So I think this is the July Giddy Yarns Nostalgia Club, which is the 1960s. So if you've not had yours, please do look away. It's super pretty. If you looked away, look at that. That's gorgeous. Isn't that lovely? So that's the description of each of the minis, which I keep in there so that I know next time when I get them out to actually use them what each of them were. Yeah, it's so pretty. Absolutely love them. Right, you can look back now. Right, now on to non-knitty things. So Amy was doing, which is the lovely Rachel, was doing a journaling kit, which is sort of a journaling kit for beginners, which I thought one of my daughters would like. But I thought I'd show you first. You get everything you need to start journaling. So there's a little book, which has just got plain paper in. These are like little stickers, and a little doily there, and a little paper clip. That my daughter's not getting, I have to admit. That those I'm going to make use of. There's a stamp, which I'm actually going to put in my stamp drawer, but she'll know where it is if she wants it. There's some other little bits and pieces. This is her sticker, and these are wax seals. I don't want to open all of these because I want her to be able to open them. There's some very pretty washi tape. And a tape dispenser, which looks a bit like a mouse, which is lovely. It's a beautiful little starter kit, and I figured that one of my daughters would like this a lot, and I'm keeping it as a surprise, so I'm hoping she's not watching this week. I'm hoping none of them are watching this week, otherwise they're all going to think it's for them. Be unfortunate, wouldn't it? So yeah, journaling starter kit. So that's that one. Oh, I forgot my book. Oh well, I'll show you that. I'll show you that on a vlog if I do the vlog. I've got a book from my friend Kay, but never mind. I'll show you that next time. And then I got some sari ribbon, and this is from, I bought yarn from this place as well actually, Perrin Yarns. I made a top in that for Meg years ago. And this is the sari ribbon, which is beautiful, and there we go, so pretty. This is perfect for making the ties for the journal covers. So I thought, well, I'll get some because it is so perfect, because that's what the other ribbon is that's on mine. And then I can have it in stock for when I want to make the next journal. And literally my head is running 100 miles an hour with this. I bought last week, I think you saw it on the podcast, an autumn like wreath from the Stitchery. That would be perfect on the front of the next journal cover. But it does mean I need to get that done in the next, I don't know, month. Oops. So that's it this week. It's just me chatting now. So yeah, I've decided to take a week off. I've not had any holiday since February. I have an awful lot of holiday left, which is a really unusual situation for me. And I just thought, well, why not take a week when we were likely to have some decent weather? Although apparently it's about to be a bit too decent, because from what we saw this morning, it's going to be in the 30s each day. That's really hot. But okay, at least I'll be in an air-conditioned car or sitting out underneath the cherry tree. So I'm really looking forward to taking some time off to travel out and about and to do some crafting. I would like to vlog it for my own entertainment, but whether I do anything with those vlogs or not, I don't know. Fingers crossed, I will hopefully do some. I am currently watching back my own vlogs, which is really sad. So now I'm watching myself talking to myself. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? First of all, I'm really shocked at just how bad my first videos are. I was like, oh, this is really terrible. But I've also learned quite a bit from watching them back as to what to do and what not to do, so that's kind of cool. It's really weird though, seeing us just walking down a road, and it's like, you know, where's your mask? We're in a shop, why are we not wearing a mask? Bizarre what becomes normal. So hopefully I'll vlog, theoretically. Tomorrow we are going to our favourite restaurant finally. Into the Blue has opened. Be interested to see what it's going to be like. I'm a little bit nervous. Who am I kidding? I'm really nervous, but fingers crossed it'll be okay. I'm really looking forward to the food though. It does do yummy food. It's a really good restaurant. If you like fish, it's a fish restaurant. If you don't like fish, it's not any good. I think they do steak on there, and there's a couple of vegetarian options, but mainly it's fish. It's really good. So I'm looking forward to that. So our Friday adventure tomorrow will be to go to the restaurant, but then hopefully we're going to have a Saturday adventure instead. What I'm going to do my highlights on my stories on Instagram. I'm going to have a new highlight, you know, holiday August 2020. So officially my holiday starts this evening when I have finished work and got the podcast edited, because I need to do that too. And then I'm off. Exciting stuff. Family are all fine. Meg got bit by the parrot. I don't know whether that happened before last week's podcast or after, but that was, she's not getting the sympathy she expects, because every time anybody she tells anybody she got bitten by the parrot, everybody laughs. She's temporarily working with her friend who's got a small animal zoo until her new job starts in September, and she's loving it. She came home full of it yesterday. She had a really good day yesterday with the children, and how rewarding it can be. So that's great, and that really helps her look forward to going into her teaching assistant position. The other two girls are absolutely fine. Charlie has just been to the cinema 3 times this week. She went to see Back to the Future 1, 2 and 3 on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday nights. And the cinema was empty, so there was no worries about socially distancing. That is my eldest daughter interrupting us with a text. Excuse me. So otherwise, I'm literally working on crafting at the moment. I've had loads of crafting time, not necessarily just knitting. I need to get back to my spinning. Me and my wheel have had a falling out because it keeps throwing its giant bobbin off. I don't think it likes it. I think I need to convert it back from the jumbo flyer. I think it's having a bit of a moan about it, but I really want to get the braid that I am plying onto that jumbo flyer before I take it off. So that's what I need to do. I need to get that plied because I really want to spin. My problem is I really love spinning. I hate plying. So unless I'm going to make a lot of singles, I need to get knuckled down to that. Anyway, I've just noticed the time. I need to wrap this up so I can get started at work. And I'm going to leave it there. So I won't be here next week, so please don't look for me. Everything's fine. I'll just be on holiday. If I get round to it, I may very well vlog, but if you don't see any vlogs, please don't be too disappointed. As I said, I might just have a complete week off of everything. I better get on with work. work is beckoning. So I hope you have a great week wherever you are. Take care, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. Earlier on today, you would have heard me talk in the podcast about embroidering a hexie to go on my journal cover. And today I found out is World Embroidery Day, and Nikki Franklin from the Stitchery is doing a series of lives. Now it's 4 o'clock, and due to work I've not managed to pop onto any of them, but at 7 o'clock tonight I'm really hoping I might get to pop on, and I thought I would do this. I've just drawn it out, so that's sort of where the bigger, so it's the same size as my bigger hexie. That is the template size, and I'm going to embroider a cow parsley like I did with Sherry Iris's design, which I have got up there at the moment, which is a free design. She's got on her blog even. That one is an actual blog, not a vlog. I thought I'd give it a go, see whether we can get this done. So that bit's stem stitch, they're French knots, and that is reverse split stitch, but I think I stem stitched those as well on my last one. But yeah, I'm going to give it a go. This is a lovely bit of Nikki's vintage linen. Oh, that's where I went wrong on the back. Can you see? I was going to cut it out and then realised if I did that I wouldn't be able to put the hoop around it. But luckily I'd only cut the corner. So let's see how this goes. to work out you want to cuddle me instead.